an update from last time. We now have a nice new condenser in here, and I'll take you around the front and show what else is installed on that. So this is a whole assembly, and you got the dryer here and all the hard supply and return lines, and it all goes in here real nicely. Factory look right in front of the grill, and we can do this before we put the body on. Just a glimpse in here, but you can see I've got some of the body mount bolts in. Hopefully they'll work almost like dowels as we get closer to mating this back on the frame. And although a little tricky to see, this is the heater hose assembly as well as the AC lines coming from outside of the cabin. It's a little cramped to do some filming, but starting the process of bringing the body down onto the frame. So exciting and nerve-wracking. Let me show you what I've done to prep. So as we go along the frame, you can see we have the bushings and shims where necessary. There, another one right here, the aluminum one up here, and the ones that have to go in after right here. So the goal is to get lower and lower and lower and lower and lower and lower and lower until these two come together. And we can see if some of the bolts I showed you guys earlier line up with the mounting points in the frame. So I'm sure this is gonna take me a while. I'm gonna just kind of work on it, and I'll do some update videos as I make progress and kind of show you what's working, what's not, and hopefully we have some good news by the end of the video. All right, well, we're taking a slightly different approach. I'm actually gonna raise the frame up under the body because this is the lowest that the two-post lift will go on the latches. And I don't really like that it'll slowly over time come down. And I think with the jack, I can slowly bring the frame up and tweak it just to get it the last little bit. If we come over here, you can see it looks almost like the motor's in. Most importantly, kind of hard to see, but in the far corner there, we do have the radiator support in the right place. And equally, if I turn here, you can see this one's lining up as well. So that is great. So plan is here, you can kind of see the new frame just here. I just need to raise this up and just make sure all the mounts line up as we come up here. I already know that basically this needs to come towards me a little bit. So I'm gonna keep fiddling with that, but I think we have a kind of system here that might work. All right, well, it's been about 4 days later, quite some time's passed. The simply putting the body on the frame was not so simple, but let me show you where I got. So I figure I'll start at the front. We've got the front radiator support bolt in, and then as we move down under here, try and tuck up a little bit. We'll see this front, basically the firewall support mount. This one uses aluminum bushing between the front of the body and the mount. That guy's in. Then as we come under here, I did take time to kind of clean up the bird cage, just brush it down, do some rust treatment, and then paint it. But we can see, because we got the convertible, the extra bracket here in the door sill, so that's in. And then as we continue, you'll also see that I put this ratchet strap. It's on the frame and goes all the way across. I just did not want to risk with any imbalance of the body as we did stuff, so I just have the whole car tied to the lift. Kind of hard to see, but kind of tucked up in there. You can see the bolt. That's the rear body mount. And then as we come across, there's another one here. This is really like the seat belt mount. For the bracket in the back of the car. And then last but not least, we have this guy here, which was a real pain to put in because it's buried in the trunk area. But we have all 12 mounts in. So with that, you can probably see why it took me 4 days of fiddling around to get all that lined up. But to say the least, I am super pleased that we have this brand new shiny frame on the body. So really now, other than it did show that actually one of the doors was not adjusted correctly, that's gonna need tweaking just to make everything perfect. I can get back on and hook up all the accessories between the body and the frame to really get this car to its finished state. So here's just a glimpse of what's left. master cylinder, brake booster, radiator, and new electric cooling fan. Got to put the alternator and AC compressor back on. I had to take that off to put the body on. And obviously a steering column. And I do have one of the exhaust pipes that needs to go on too. But all things considered, with how big of a project this has been, that doesn't seem like too many parts left. So really, I think next episode, I'll have the car back on the ground. I can kind of show you me digging into putting these last components on, some of the little pieces that I'm working on to kind of finalize the whole project and upgrade it along the way. And we shouldn't be too far away from a first start. So I appreciate everyone's patience on this. I know it's taken a while to get a video out, but there's been countless hours of getting one bolt in, or adjusting a body an inch or something that really isn't great content for you guys, other than it really emphasizes how long it takes to do one of these projects. So thank you all for following along. We really appreciate your support. And like I said, this thing is right on its home stretch. So if you like the Corvette content, definitely give the video a like, and please, please, please subscribe. It really does help our channel. I'm trying to grow this thing as big as we can so that we can put out more cool content like this, as well as putting out all the Jag content, the British cars, everything that everyone likes as well. So all the likes, the comments, the supporting, notification bell, all that helps us a ton. And like I said, I've been putting out some shorts on this, and there'll be a lot more content here coming soon. But until the next one, thanks a lot for your support.